So welcome. Yeah, so nice to see you.
It's nice to see you.
Yeah. And tell me a little bit about how come you want to be here today.
I'm here because I feel like I just get wound up and I can't let things go. And I feel like I think about the worst case scenario a lot more than the best case scenario.
Take a minute and look around the room. Yeah. And as you look around the room, make sure you look both ways. Notice what you're seeing. Notice the felt sense in your body.
I feel like my feet are on the ground. I can feel it where I am. I'm not.
So what's it like to feel your feet on the ground? I just saw that breath. Do you feel the breath all the way in your belly? What's it like to feel your feet? You got feet, they're there on the ground.
Maybe I could move.
Oh.
And maybe I could get up and walk if I wanted. I feel more in control. I can do stuff. I can do stuff.
Oh. As you came in, you were saying sort of the opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Helpless.
You just smiled.
Helpless. That's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what if, Anna, we just made room for both? One of those isn't better than the other. They're just different.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one's more comfortable than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Helpless, and I can do stuff. Somatic experiencing is a neurobiological approach to treating trauma.
If people call me, if they come up to me at work, they want something from me.
Yeah.
They're not there for me, they want something from me.
And what just happened in your body? Did you feel that? Did you feel your legs start to do that? Something about that, I don't know, makes you mad or something.
Makes me mad.
When we get overwhelmed, we get trapped in the reptile brain and the flight, fight, and freeze. And I'm a play therapist, and I had worked with kids for a lot of years. Kids live in their body, which is somatic, right? They live in their senses, what they see, what they hear, what they smell, the felt sense in their bodies. But with adults, I was trying to reason and logic and problem solve. I was talking to their prefrontal cortex, which is offline when you are overwhelmed, when you are in trauma. I wasn't talking to the reptile brain, which with the children with play therapy, I was helping them complete defensive responses. Yeah, it just feels unjust or, yeah, wow, I really got that. That's sort of your fight. Yeah, so see if you can take a minute and really just tap into that fight. Yeah.
Should I close my eyes? What should I do?
Your choice. I just want you to feel your leg did it. I saw it. It just sort of went. Now when I work with adults, I incorporate somatic experiencing into my therapy to help them understand what's happening in their brains, to help them connect with their bodies, and to help connect the brain and body and spirit so that they can find their own answers, so they can tap into their wisdom, so they can become who they are. And when we are who we are, life flows. It doesn't mean there isn't suffering. We all have suffering, but you're way more able to go with the flow. What we're doing when we're working in here in somatic experiencing is we are understanding where you're getting stuck in your brain and helping you to wake up out of freeze and complete your flight and your fight. So that's when I saw you stomp your foot. I said, whoa, there's some aliveness in Anna. Oh, there's some fight. That's not freeze. You're not stuck. You're not trapped. Trapped is a freeze word. I'm trapped. Because as we look around, you and me here, I know you're not trapped. I mean, you can move. But your body has this sensation, I'm trapped. When people talk, when they're talking about their trauma, they start spinning. They start talking really fast. They start layering. They start saying 6 things when they've come to talk about one. And you can watch them go really fast, and you can watch their bodies constrict. You watch their shoulders go up, their heart rate starts to increase. So I'm watching what's happening in somebody's body when they get activated. Some people might come in with a stuck on off and have a really flat affect, and I could watch that. Either or, I'm paying attention not so much to people's stories, but what their body is telling me. Talk therapy is really different, you know? I mean, and I've been a talk therapist for 20 some years now.
Yeah.
But for the last, since 2000s, I've shifted my practice to understanding the brain and helping people get into their bodies. So you could see as soon as you walked into the room, you started telling me your story. And I said, slow down. What do you notice happening in your body as you tell me that story? And when we do that, there's a richness and a depth that we're not going to get from your story. Because we will tell ourselves stories to protect us.
Like an interpretation of our story.
But our body will tell the truth.
Our body won't lie.
It won't lie. And when you come in here, you're going to learn to listen to your body. You're going to learn to watch for the constrictions when you're overwhelmed and the expansion when you're feeling safe and loved. So what I do when I work with people is I tell them, give me a piece of your story, and then I will interrupt them, which probably isn't very kind, but I interrupt them and I say, let's slow down now and feel that in your body.
I have a coworker, he's real like snarky
Yeah.
and like real like what's the word? He's real self-righteous, and I get angry with him, but more than just like a normal amount of anger, I get this much anger.
Okay, so you were talking about your coworker, and your hands did this. So do this.
Stop.
Yes.
Stop.
Yes, yes. So, feel this. Let's go real slow with this. I always say I have the same goal with whoever I work with. It's nervous system regulation. And what that means to all of us is that what goes up comes down. So that means that I can go from awake to asleep now. That means I can go from startle to looking around and knowing I'm safe. That means that a coworker can be self-righteous to me, and I can feel my hands come here, and I can pause long enough to recognize that there's 3 coworkers over here who are being kind and nice. I actually can see them, and that I'm big, and this coworker is not my brother or my dad or my mother or whoever I had this trauma with, and that I can pause and say to them, you know, that hurt, you know, and we can show up in our lives in a way that is real and gives your coworker a chance to be connected to you, and you a chance to connect to your coworker, instead of the world's not safe and I'm not safe in it, and he's a bad guy and I'm a good guy, and all of those things, those divisive things that we're all getting stuck in today.